Hey everybody, how you doing? I'm Pabs, a Rising VTuber and an artist, and today we're going to be working on a little bit of pixel art. Oh, okay, that's why Sprite wasn't capturing. There's been an update to the program. I'm not gonna lie, I don't know. I didn't look too much into like the update for Sprite. I don't know what that's gonna entail precisely. Although I should probably make myself bigger. There we go. There we go. Now we're cooking. Anyway, as I was saying, today we're going to be working with Sprite to make a new alert for donations. So I kind of just want to have something for everything, right? So like if you might recall from last week that we made this brief animation where Rice Beast gets sapped by the sun, and that turned out pretty great. And today we're going to do something, I was going to say in a similar vein, but that's not really true. We're going to do something not dissimilar. I think that's the best way to put it. We're going to do something not dissimilar. There should be a symmetry tool. I swear there was like a symmetry tool somewhere. Sprite canvas, edit, adjustments, preferences, sprite properties, color mode. On God, there was some kind of symmetry plane thing. Oh, symmetry options. There we go. Where does that pop up? Hello? View symmetry options. Yeah, that should be somewhere here. Where? It's like under the preview? Is it hidden somewhere? Oh, wait. Is that what these things are? Yeah, there we go. I thought we had something like this. Yeah, last week we were already too deep in it in order to change, but now we should be right on time. Okay. Right, so this week we're going to be doing like I said, the goal for this week is to make like a donation piece, right? Like, what if somebody donates cash for some reason? I don't know if I have that set up, but listen, it already took me like a year plus to get off my hiney and actually make a proper subscription alert. So I figured that I might as well do it while I still have time in mind. Erase this half now. But yeah, this one is going to feature a kind of more. I'm going to describe this rice bead as selling up a Pluto maniac. Effectively, it's going to be holding a very large coin, a doubloon, if you will, some manner of doohickey. For some reason, it's very satisfying to me, at least, when if it has like this edge to, like, if it's like this point to point thing, I like it. But if it's like connected by this edge, for some reason it looks a little bit too heavy to me. I enjoy this more lightweight feel. I was doing some research on airplanes earlier, right? I was trying to learn something new, and I found out that apparently the smallest airplane, period, is this thing called the BD, like the BD, as in BEDEE. Then, so it's like the company name is BD, as in BEDE, and the name of the plane is the BD5. But this one is just BD with the alphabet letters. If you're confused, good. So was I. Anyway, so the guy that made this plane is apparently this very famous, might not be the word, but he was a very influential guy when it came to making small, lightweight planes. You know, he had some pull in those spheres. Can I please just make a normal, regular rectangle? See, the issue is that I need to make like a regular rectangle, but it needs to be also a very specific size of rectangle. Ideally, I'd also like it to be tilted, but that might be a little bit difficult to do with a sprite's normal things, which is why we're doing this in like planning mode. Okay, there we go. Okay, if we take away the rice piece, how good is this rectangle? This ellipse? Hmm. Yeah, okay, that'll do. And now the tricky part is going to be making it making what I actually want depicted inside the balloon. Because just having a regular plain coin is nice, but I kind of wanted to have a little bit of like heraldry in there. And I don't know how well that's going to come across in the final picture, but again, that's kind of what we try things here. We want to experiment and attempt new things. That's always what. No, that's not true. That's not always what this channel has been about. I'm pretty sure at some point it was about just making normal art, but at some point it also got to be towards being about experimentation. This is my own sick, twisted little playground for artistic endeavors. This might be a problem, though. Maybe what I'm missing is that these guys down here aren't all out far enough. Yeah, I think that was it, actually. There we go. What if, like... No, I need this part here. What I need as well... Maybe if I just, like, added a little bit more thickness to this part here. Okay, there we go. Again, no, maybe too thick now. Although I do like how it looked with this additional shift here. All right, then what we're going to have inside of here is going to be effectively a mountain with a river. There we go. And the sun kind of over here in the back. Maybe a smaller sun. I don't know how big this would need to be in order to properly convey it. This is based off of the heraldry in Ecuador's flag, so that's why it's a little jank. Okay, we'll have to see how that looks like shaded, but I think this is a pretty good starting point in terms of what I want to have in here. Oh yeah, we'll also need Rice Beast's little paw up on top of this thing. I did partially base this on one of those like what's the word for them? Maneki Nekos. You know, those little calico cats that swing their paw around. Traditionally, they're supposed to be calico, I believe, but I think Rice Beast is a good enough symbol of luck on his own. Okay. We're going to switch to the color here that we used for the line art last time. We can turn on the symmetry again. The luck of the rice, that's right. Hi, buddy. Hi, Adept. How you guys doing? That's true. I am quite lucky, aren't I? Besides the fact that I have people who like watching me do what I do, there have been many times when I should have died but didn't. When I should have been killed for my insolence or something, but it wasn't. A lot of it can be attributed to the kindness of others, but yeah, no, at some point, I think I do. It must have been luck. Luck must have taken over at some point. The kindness of others was definitely a big factor, but the my own luck. There's no way my own luck didn't take a role in it. Realistically speaking. Maybe that just means I'm twice as lucky. I do remember when I was young, my parents used to rub my belly like a Buddha statue when like they needed to hail a cab or something. Maybe I am a valid symbol of luck. Wouldn't that be something? All right, we can take off the symmetry tool now. Okay, just snip out this little last corner here. This rice piece somehow looks a little shady, doesn't he? Well, that's fine. Okay, let's see what this looks like with the actual line art. Because with this kind of reddish tone, that it's good for planning, but it's maybe not so good for seeing what the finished product will look like. I'm also making a few adjustments here and there. Oh yeah, I was talking about these super tiny planes earlier, right? While I was doing some research on those, I found out that apparently there are airplanes that exist that have like, okay, you know how a fighter jet, right? Like a fancy jet airplane looks a little bit like a triangle, right? Like this is the part of the cockpit, and these two little sides there are the wings. So these types of wings are called delta wings, and I found out that there are airplanes that exist. They've been mainly in the testing stages, but there are airplanes that exist that have those wings like inverted. Like I found out there's this one plane called like the X-25 or something like that that has these things called like forward swept wings that are essentially like inverse delta wings, and I didn't know that that was a thing you could do. Like they literally just look like this, and the airplane goes forward with those, and it hurts my head to think about. Like realistically speaking, right? Wings just kind of like affect like the airflow around the airplane, right? And they shouldn't be an indicator of how and which directions the airplane go, but it just still feels like super weird that they can do that, and it goes forward like any other airplane. It's like when you see a unicycle for the first time, you're like, that shouldn't be fucking possible, but then they do it, and you're like, what? What the hell? Aerodynamics are really weird. Somebody starts telling me about air elasticity, and I start beating the shit out of them. I was not supposed to know how airplanes and air-based inventions work. I demand my own ignorance. They've played us for absolute fools. Yeah, okay, that works a little bit better. Maybe I just need to bring this guy out a little more. And maybe one of these down a little bit? No, I feel this feels like one of those like Sisyphean things where like no matter how much I try to push it off to the side like this, it'll always look a little weird. Hashtag just Sisyphean things. Dude, you know the game Hades by Supergiant Entertainment or Supergiant Studio. What do they call themselves now anyway? I think like it's just Supergiant Games, yeah. The game Hades by Supergiant Games gave us a brief insight into what like the social life of the Greek underworld might look like. But I'm saying that we need like a full on simulated Twitter feed of like what's going on in the underworld. I bet the beef is insane. Okay, there we go. All right, how's that look without the guide? Nonsensical. Excellent. This is just supposed to be a shiny coin, so I'm not gonna put way too much thought into it. All right. I like that because of the preview, you can see just this ittiest bittiest little little like sunglasses in the preview. Ay ay ay. All right. How did I move the layers again? There we go. Rice Beast is watching. Okay, so for this one, the animation is going to be mainly about. I think the basic animation is just going to be Rice Beast swishing its tail around. How do I edit the canvas size? There we go. What the 54? 54. Let's say 58. Okay. We want the onion skin on. Just a little. There we go. Yeah. I learned today that there's apparently caffeinated body scrub. Like I remember seeing this one tweet about this dude who was bragging about how his girlfriend got him like this cool this like lush body scrub that's supposed to be like a pre-workout body scrub. And he was like, "Oh man, the people at Lush are cooking something incredible. They weren't kidding about this hygiene stuff." And then he discovered that apparently the reason it made him feel that way. Wait, what the? Oh, I think I messed up here. Let me retry that. Anyway, the reason that it made him feel so good to use that body scrub is because it literally has caffeine in it. Like, it was like, this is great. I feel so energized. And it turns out it's because the body scrub has caffeine in it, and you can actually absorb that through your skin. Yeah, that'll do it. Okay. This part's gonna come inward. Okay, this part's gonna kind of get neutral. I do get that though. Like there have been times when I tried out like a new soap and I instantly felt much better. There's just some, there's it's always about the little things, right? It's always about the little changes to your routine that really kind of boost your mood from time to time. You know, trying out a new shampoo, trying out a new soap. Assuming your skin allows for it. I actually have rather sensitive skin, so I can't always like go around gallivanting, trying out new soap flavors. I say flavors, soap scents. Soap scents is probably the better word. I don't want people thinking that I'm some tough guy who drinks shampoo. I'm not. That would be stolen valor. Hang on. Let's see. A little bit more. God, I love working in pixel art. It's like compared to like the manic process of creating stuff in like raster art. It's like I'm sitting down with a crossword puzzle and a warm cup of tea. I feel like I should be knitting right now. Okay, then a new layer, new frame. Take this part here. Yeah, I remember I was on like a big soap kick when I first entered university, right? Because like when I was like when I was still living with my parents, I moved into the university dorms when I went to university. When I was still living with my parents, I usually just used to use whatever they got, right? Like there was just soap in the house, and I'd use that because it was there. It's the most convenient thing. Just use that, and I thought that was pretty good. But then I found out that there were like these different like berry smelling ones. Like I found like this one entire section of a drugstore dedicated to soaps, and I could feel like my pupils like dilating. I was like, I can smell like watermelon whenever I want. That rules. Yeah, God. Yeah, that's like my the one thing that I always feel a little bit regretful of is luxuries yet unimagined. Yeah. The one thing that I feel like we need to stress to anybody really who doesn't like enjoy the process of hygiene is just how fun it can be. Like I feel like if you had like explained the like if you took aside your average student and kind of like showed them how fun it can be to like just choose a different soap and just find something that genuinely makes you enjoy like the process of getting clean. Like I feel like the status of men's grooming would be much improved. Okay. Yeah. there's something cool about like just the process of taking care of yourself, honestly. Right? Like, shaving, for example. I enjoy shaving because it makes me feel like I'm grooming myself, like I'm taking care of myself. It makes me feel like I'm cleaning up. Unfortunately, being a bag of rice, I can't actually grow facial hair, so I kind of just have to hunt people down who are trying to grow out a beard. I do the public a service, honestly. I see some dude trying to grow out a wispy little nothing of a beard. He's saying just give it time. Nah, I'm on that shit with a razor blade in hand. Not on my watch, Buster. I mount them on my wall like trophies. What does this look like so far? What's the vibe on this? No, that doesn't seem quite right. I think it's this frame. Hang on. Maybe. Hmm. All right, let's leave those guys alone for now. Let me retry this. Maybe instead of whipping it outward, first I whip it inwards. I think. Or maybe I just don't move the bottom half at all first. No, I forget how prehensile cat's tails are on an average basis. Because the idea is to eventually have it go from here to like this kind of like whip shape here, right? Maybe that's a better idea. Hang on, maybe. Hang on, where is that one? Which one of these is it? Yeah, because like if you play it over, right? It's just kind of doing the worm. It's not kind of like wiggling back and forth the way I want it to. Maybe, hang on, maybe I can rotoscope it somehow. Perhaps we can rotoscope this. Okay, when I wrote cat whipping tail back and forth, I got a cat hitting the whip, which isn't what I wanted, but it's kind of funny. All right, let me see. Ooh, okay, here's a good one. All right. Let me save this image. All right, peep this. It's kind of crazy how Sprite has much better GIF making capabilities than frickin' Clip Studio Paint does, huh? All right. So we rotoscope this a little bit. How big is this in terms of pixels? Okay. Okay, edit, sprite, rotate canvas, 180 degrees. Or actually, hang on. Rotate canvas 90 degrees counterclockwise. There we go. No, I think upside down is better. All right. Let's go 90 degrees clockwise. There we go. All right. So what we do is we are going to create keyframes for this. Or actually, no. I did say we are going to rotoscope it, so let's just try and do that. Why is this not full? There we go. Okay, then very similar to frame 1, except this end part. That's something else that I need to watch out for. Like I said, I don't know how prehensile cat's tails kind of are. So I don't know whether it whips back from the tip of it or from the bottom of it. Okay, then over here, you can see that it's starting to pick up some speed. It reminds me a little bit of like the stem of a pepper. You know, the way it kind of tapers out like that. Cats get compared to food stuff very often for an animal that just does not really tend to get eaten. You know, we say that a kind of like white cat with orange spots is like burnt toast, or like grilled mochi, or like a roasted marshmallow. Then again, we don't compare animals that we eat much to food stuff either, right? Like we don't usually go around calling a female cow like we don't go around calling cows. I called it a female cow because like I imagine like the name Betsy for a cow. Like Betsy to me is like the default cow name no matter what, and I don't remember why. I just keep hearing it like right like the default cow name is essentially Betsy. Anyway, you don't really tend to call cows that you eat that you take for meat like sirloin, right? So I guess it's not unusual. Rather, it kind of balances things out. Okay, it gets held for 3 more frames. That's important. Holding the tail in like one place is also super important. I'll need to bear that in mind. Okay. And like this. I had some Neocitrin before stream because my throat was itching a little bit, and I figured I could use something nice to drink. Unfortunately, I've run out of the Chinese cough drops that I stocked up on. Chinese herbal medicine cough drops are the best on the market. I'm not even gonna pretend like I'm joking. I'm dead serious. If you ever have a sore throat, if you're afraid of getting a sore throat, you need to have some Chinese cough drops on hand. I'm not kidding. They are the best stuff out there. I actually got gifted some by my folks a long time ago, but like, those obviously ran out over time. I found a place where I can buy them easily though. Getting to the place isn't that easy, but it's possible in a day trip, and it's worth it too. That's also where I bought this like one bottle of ginseng extract water, which tasted pretty mid, but did make me feel very tingly. Although I think that's more the fact that I was like eating pickled root water. I think if I ate drank pickle water, I might have that same tingly sensation. I think it was just the electrolytes. I don't know. I'm not a huge believer in herbal medicine, despite the fact that it like has, you know, I am very skeptical about herbal medicine in general, but those cough drops really do work. I don't know. There are situations where herbal medicine works, and there are more situations where herbal medicine doesn't work where it does work than when it does work. But it does work in some circumstances, right? I feel like I remember you talking about those in another stream too. Very powerful, apparently. They do leave a strong impression. So nice I mentioned them twice. Phew, that was close. They almost figured out I'm actually an NPC who has to recycle his dialogue every 30 or 40 moons. Anyway, this cat's tail. There we go. I feel like we do need to bring back moons as a measurement of time. I used to think, I don't know why. I always get nervous when people talk about like moons because I start getting tripped up on like moon phases, even though they're literally talking about days. Somebody will be like that was 3 moons ago, and I'm like, okay, that was like crescent moon, waning moon, waxing moon. I'll like count them off on my fingers. I don't actually know the phases of the moon by heart, which makes this somewhat funnier. All right, we're almost done rotoscoping this cat's tail. This will be worth it, trust. Oh yeah, check that out. Lost in the moon complications, that's right. I'm like an overly anxious werewolf. I'm not saying I should be turned into a werewolf, but I am saying I would be good at it. Is there a way to like affect all the layers at once? Okay, interesting. All right, let's roll it back a little bit. Okay, select all of these at once. We should be able to capture everything pretty good there. So now we're just gonna shrink it all the way down. Yeah, check that out. All right, and now we just copy and paste this section here to our main canvas. I forgot that this does not have sufficient. Hang on. Yeah, this does not have sufficient frames. That's like 34 frames, and we have 5. So it's not. That's not equivalent. Yeah. Speaking of powerful food, I've been hearing this stuff about computational food, which is where people start bringing in like weird technology into meals, right? Yeah, it may have to be condensed just a little bit. Hmm. Alternatively, we could just make the animation. Yeah, computational food. So the main example that the article talked about is this thing called like electrowetting, right? So essentially, what you have is that you have these plates with electrical diodes in them that can applying electricity to sauces in a specific way that actually makes them move around on the plate. It's insane. It's super. I haven't seen it yet. Actually, let me look it up. Let me see here. Is there like a is there one with an actual plate? Yeah, here we go. Save. Yeah, Franken's sending our food. Check this out. So you can do that with sauces on your plate. So that's the kind of high dining fad that's being introduced now. Is just being able to do crazy stuff like this with technology on your plate. As part of the experience. The weird thing is that the article also cited a couple other examples of computational food, right? And the ones that they introduced, besides electrowetting, was this sonic straw, which makes specific sounds when it's used. And there's another product called ice cream, as in like I, the letter, and then scream, which is this 3D printed ice cream cone that makes musical sounds when you bite into it. Now, I thought that this electrowetting one was very cool, but the last two of those just sound like different ways for your food to scream out in pain while you're eating it, which I'm not personally a fan of. Anyway, we're gonna get the swishing tail in here. Those are weird novelty things we've had for ages. Are they? Hold on, where's this tail at? Oh, is it here? There we go. Okay, I need to do that with the whole thing. I see. Alright, I just need to select all these guys at once. Get them over here. Use the marquee tool, expand that. Flip it around a little bit. Tail time. Remember when they announced the Gex remake and nobody could fucking believe it? Because who in their right minds would do that? Gex is getting a remake sounds like the sort of thing you would see on like some dude's cardboard box while he was like running around in the middle of traffic. Okay, then select these. Rotate them around. Increase the size a little bit. Put it over here. Okay, how's that look? Not quite, not quite. I'm not quite feeling it just yet. God, this weirdly fluid animation is gonna look so weird on my goofy ass cat. That's why it's important, though. That's why we gotta have it. On August 6th, let's all go into McDonald's and order the rotoscoped rice beast hamburger. The look on the server's face will be awesome. Anyway. Whew. Don't do that. I feel like I shouldn't need to say that, but don't do that. If it wasn't, if it wasn't clear, I am 100% joking on that. I am doing a bit right now. Don't do that. After all, those poor servers already have their hands full with the Fortnite burger promotion. Listen, this channel condones a lot of things, right? Violence, swearing, ill behavior, but I will never, ever condone the harassment of service staff. I endorse a lot of stupid shit, but I will never endorse that. Anyway, you should buy these NFTs. I wouldn't endorse those either. Anyway. Right, this tail. Okay. Let's duplicate Rice Beast here and just have the beast available here. At our disposal, ready for action. What the? One beast available. One beast. Ha ha ha. Two beast. Ha ha ha. Four beast. Ha ha ha. Logarithmic beast. Ha ha ha. Okay. That being said. Okay. Huh. I want to have it in like one of the still states, right? Maybe around here. Issue. Hang on, I've got an idea for how to do this. Okay. Move these up here. Move these off to the side back. Wait, why is one of them missing? Hang on. There we go. These pips rule my life. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty good. Okay. I'm a pip guy now. Yeah. I'm totally pip brained right now. I'm pip maxing at the moment. I'm going Pac-Man mode, as the children would call it. Alright, anyway. Pip-based strategies aside. Okay. I do really like how the round sunglasses look on Rice Piece is a thing. They look very stylish on him. I don't know. Round sunglasses are something of a risk in terms of, you know, from a purely fashion perspective, right? Because on the one hand, you can look very cool and mysterious like Morpheus, or you can look like Walmart John Lennon, which is an unideal comparison, at least to me. I don't know. Maybe that's your look. Maybe that's what you're going for. I could see some people making that work, honestly. The other day, I was talking to my parents over the phone, and we the conversations for some reason veered into, I don't know. I don't remember how we somehow got into this misunderstanding. They said Lennon and McCartney, and I thought, for the life of me, that they were talking about like the communist and the communist guy and McCarthy, the anti-communist guy. It's hard to call McCarthy pro-capitalism. It's more like he was just very, very anti-communist. But yeah, they thought they were talking about the Beatles. I thought they were talking about the political, like the politicians. And it led to quite the and they were like, yeah, one of them is still alive, right? And like one of them died relatively young, and I'm like, yeah, I think they found him with like an ice pick in Mexico, and they're like, wait, what are you talking about? I'm like, what are you talking about? Oh lordy. Maybe we should just lower this a little bit. I think I should also deploy the use of the onion skin. Hold on, this is kind of good. We need to just rewind this a little bit. Oh yeah, among those computational foods, so one that I did find the strangest out of all of them is this one called Inside Out, which was apparently this gastrointestinal tract live stream. I don't think it was a food experience. I think it's just like a I think it's just like a live feed of somebody's guts. Like I don't know how that would enhance your dining experience unless you have like a very very specific taste. Well, there's a market for everything in this world. But still I find it difficult to believe that those guys will find their audience. Yeah, I don't know about that one. Maybe that one needed more time in the proverbial oven. And also maybe the literal oven, depending on how the digestion is going in there. I think they could find an audience. It just may not be exactly what they are expecting. What are they expecting? Let's be real. What are they expecting with a service like that? Like, who exactly was this made for? I don't know. Maybe I just don't understand food, like fine dining. Maybe I'm just not fine dining pilled. Take the fine dining pill. You will become strangely fascinated by the process of mechanical digestion. Me when I'm that guy who found a guy with a hole in his stomach. God, it's really messed. Like, it's super weird that most of our knowledge of how like the intestinal and digestive system works comes from two dudes. One of which was shot by a lucky musket shot. Lucky in that he didn't die, but also unlucky. Which people simply love to find the dumbest ways to spend their money. That's true. Yeah. It's so weird to think that so much of our knowledge about like the gastrointestinal system comes from like these two dum dums, one of whom got hit by a musket ball and almost died but didn't, and the other guy who saw that guy almost get hit by a musket ball repaired the hole in his stomach, found that it didn't quite patch up, and was like, "Hey, we could make a science study out of this," and proceeded to make the other guy's life hell for like the remaining years. Legitimately, I feel so bad for that guy. Like, he didn't want anybody to tell people where he was buried because he was worried that he could be dug up afterwards. Like, that's a reasonable concern for. That's like a reasonable concern if you're like a pharaoh or like some kind of, I don't know, god king to a people's. But if you're if you're just a normal dude who happened to have a hole in his stomach, that should not be a concern that you need to have, humanely speaking. Yeah. People love to talk about Phineas Gage, the guy who got like a metal rod stuck in his brain and somehow survived. But uh, I don't know. There's been a lot of different strange things going on. Hmm. Did I make this too big? We'll worry about that later. Maybe I bring it downward a little bit. Oh, yeah. Speaking about doing strange things with food, I need to start rewatching some Kiwami Japan videos. If you've never heard of the guy before, Kiwami Japan is this guy on YouTube who makes these very well made, almost ASMR like videos of himself making knives out of whatever the hell he can find around his house. The guy is like my role model for content creation. He fucks off like a cave hermit for like 6 months and then comes back with a brand new video. Like we'll be like, "Oh hey Kiwami Japan, we haven't seen you for a while. What's up, man?" And he'll crawl out of his cave and be like, "I made a knife out of smoke," and we'll be like, "Hell yeah, brother!" Yeah. No, like they put out like 2 videos a year, but they are like some of them. It's like haunting. It's like the Martin Scorsese film of like knife making. There's his videos are Lynchian in a way that I cannot find the right adjective to use other than Lynchian. I should binge watch his videos on stream one day. I feel like enough people kind of know about this guy, but haven't seen like some of the more recent stuff that I can get away with that. I'm not gonna make a habit out of like making out of reacting to stuff though. That leads to dark places. Okay, there we go. Reaction streams are a sometimes kind of project. You know, it's like a cheat day in like a workout fitness diet. You can have it as a treat. Do not, my friends, become addicted to the reaction video. In time, you will come to resent its absence. That reminds me, I haven't seen Fury Road in a while either. I should rewatch that one of these days. Okay, there we go. And then over here. Hmm. No, we need additional length on the tail back here. The nefarious anglerfish. Also, yeah, no, this is too wide. Okay, then over here. I wonder if anybody will notice that I rotoscoped the tail swish. I don't know. I think with pixel art, it's like iconicized down enough that you can't necessarily recognize it. But I think like there's always been. No, that's not true. Actually, I've seen these Twitter posts recently of this one dude who makes like these pixel animations of rotoscoped dances and puts them in like the oddest places. Like they had like that guy from Demon Slayer, the anime, who you know how like the Demon Slayer corps were led by this one dude who was like very sickly and not very well. They did that guy doing like a Fortnite default dance while the other pillars were just like cheering him on, and it was great. How do you like connect those dots? I feel like that's the kind of thing where you do it once on a whim, and then you're like, wait a minute, I can do this for everything, and then you do, and then it's like a rabbit hole. I think those are the best kinds of projects. The ones where you kind of realize that freedom of yours. Here we go. That's where it started. There we go. Maybe a little bit more meat on the tail back here. I've compared pixel art to a lot of different things. It's a lot of like clay as well. Like you can add back a little bit of stuff if you've taken off too much, but you can always hmm. It's like what I imagine marble sculpting is like, but with the ability to put stuff back once you've taken it out. No, not quite. Maybe? No. Maybe like this. Yeah, there we go. Okay, there we go. Yeah. I think my favorite part of the Kiwami Japan videos is just like learning about different because of like the limitations on the materials that they put in on themselves, right? It's kind of impressive to see how they deploy knowledge from fields like physics, chemistry, all kinds of different things. It's like watching an alchemist work. It's those multidisciplinary things that always really pique my attention. They're very easy to get engrossed in because you feel like you're learning something new with each minute. Okay, there we go. Like this. Okay. Looks good. Yeah. Sometimes it's hard to take notice of what your body really wants or needs, right? The other day, I got myself this veggie wrap from a place I hadn't visited before. I went there originally to get like the breakfast sandwich, right? And because a friend of mine at work had recommended the place to me and was like, dude, you have to try this breakfast sandwich. It is fire. And I'm like, I do enjoy my breakfast sandwiches. So naturally, I went off. I departed. I sallied forth and tried to get a breakfast sandwich. They were out by the time I got there, unfortunately. But I did get myself this veggie wrap, and I swear to God, when I ate that veggie wrap, I could feel myself regain hit points. Like it's, I could feel like a little green number pop up in my HUD. Listen, I don't mean to be like that Reddit guy who was like, "Oh my gosh, just like video game." But sometimes it is just like video game. Enchanted wrap, that's right. Okay. Yeah, no, that place has become a very fast favorite of mine. I had no idea you could put hummus in a veggie wrap. You can do anything you want in a wrap, right? But like the idea of putting hummus in there was so novel and shocking to me. They have hummus, they have like a little bit of they have a little bit of guac in there. It is it's like a masterpiece. All right. Right. Okay. Bop 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 bop. Okay, put it like this and like this. Can I just put a circle here? Would that make it easier? But yeah, sometimes it's difficult to know what your body wants or needs because you have like a difficult time. You know, like your insides are a little bit of a mystery, right? Unless you're one of those fine dining people who check out gastrointestinal tract live streams. Anyway, sometimes it's a little bit of a mystery what can be going on in there. So I'm glad I took that chance. Okay, there we go. Hold on. Where else does this thing show up? Right here? Okay. Then we swap this around like so. Okay, then we move it like this. We move this one back here. We move this one over here. All right, we copy and paste this one here. Maybe move it down a little. Okay, there we go. Moving like this. Perfect. Ignore the fact that I still have to do the coin. Forget about the coin. This is all that you need to focus on right now. Me when I'm trying to hypnotize someone. Forget the coin. Wait, no, I guess if you're hypnotizing someone, what they have to focus on is the coin, isn't it? All right, don't get distracted from the little birdie. All right, grab this. Maybe drag it downward a little bit more. We need this one back. Okay, and then we just need to... What's the second one look like? Maybe here we start to thin out the tail a little bit because it's actually quite thin on that first frame that we made it. We could probably just get away with copying and pasting this one and thinning it out again. Okay. Onion skin off. How's it look? Okay. It hitches very weirdly here. Which makes sense because that's like a layer where I like held it for like 3 frames. Maybe if I kind of put the circle downward. The circle. Okay. Copy and paste this one and put it here. And we also need to close it out here. And for this one, we can start actually like almost curving it outward a little bit. Like this. All right, how's that look? Okay, so I think what we need to do is just push the whole thing a little bit to the right. And that way, when we have it swishing around here, we don't need to worry about accidentally leaving it behind there. You know, you see how it like almost pushes up against an invisible wall here? There we go. Okay. Yeah, around here is when it starts to happen. We can start extending it outwards a little bit here. Moving it pixel by pixel. Just like the good old days of MS Paint. We can put this one, for example, right up there against the wall. We reel this one back in just a touch. Okay, this jump here is the one that I'm not a huge fan of. Maybe if I scoop this part up here up a little bit. Okay, there we go. Again, just kind of reeling in the tail here. Grab this, push this outward. Grab this, push this inward. Actually, we need to establish a little bit more of a connection down here. Okay. Actually, you know what? We can push this part here inward a little bit too. We're establishing our kingdom one pixel at a time. One, two, three. 1, 2, 3. Maybe if I make this tail bigger. Yeah, that'll do. Then maybe just... There we go. Let's copy and paste this one to the front side of it. All right, let's see that without the part here. Okay, no, it does a weird wiggle right here. It's a little better than before, but right around... Yeah, right here. Yeah, this one needs to be a little bit further inward again. Can I please grab what's inside the marquee tools, please? Would you quit playing games with me? I'm on the wrong layer, that's why. There we go. This one, conversely, we put a little bit further outward. It's been neat seeing like the process of figuring this out. I know, right? Who knew that rotoscoping a cat's tail could be so engaging? It's solving a problem, I think. That's like the fun part of it, right? Okay, I think I see what's happening. You see, I think like right here at the end, it like pulses rather than moves. We do enjoy some good problem solving, yeah. Okay. Yeah, see right here. With some calculation, we will find your logo. Okay. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. Okay, that's gonna go like this. Okay, that goes down like this. Okay, I think we can remove these 3 frames right here. Let's see how that looks. Yeah, that's pretty smooth. Okay. Hmm. Let's try this. Right, because I kind of want to maintain a fixed width on this tail. Oh, hang on. There's a little blink right here. Frame 27, I think? Yeah, there it is. All right, let's try that on for size. Oh, wait, it happens again, huh? Okay, like this. Ah, that's why. Okay, then look. Maybe if we move this up here. Okay, that should do it. I say for the umpteenth time. Forgot to copy and paste the one here. All right. One more time. Okay. Almost opposite problem now. Now it's not. Now it's running into the wall too much. Or no, I guess it's the same problem as before, isn't it? Okay. Right around here, right before it kind of like... These 2 frames I think can also go. 23 and 24. Yeah, let's try removing these guys. For that matter. 23 and 24 now. Kind of don't need these. All right. Out of 23 and 24 this time, which one bothers me more? Okay, I think it's 23. Yeah, okay, that looks pretty smooth. I like that. Right around here, we might just kind of... Hmm. What is it? Hang on, what does this part here keep drooping? This one? 2 to frame 2 to frame 3, okay. Okay, that'll work. Okay, rice piece is fine now. Now what we need is the coin, which we can really only do at the coloring stage. Okay. If that's the case, let's just fill in rice beast. There we go. Now we just kind of do a lightning round on the tail. Break the targets. Okay. Did I miss a spot back here? No, I didn't. All right, good. All right. How does that go? Very nice. All right, let's use the parts right here. The color, I mean. Oh. Hey, Demi-Cute ET. Welcome to the stream, everybody. How you guys doing? I'm Pabs, a racing VTuber and an artist. We're doing a little bit of pixel art today. How's your stream? What are y'all doing? Dark with a Q. You know, I'm having a lot of fun with pixel art. I haven't heard of that game before. Are you a big fan of it? It rings a bell, but I don't think I've heard of it before. One of my favorite games is pixel art. Wanted to watch adorable art and first playthrough today was a lot of fun. Nice. Ow, Mori. Yeah, I've heard good things about that game. I should turn on the symmetry. If you like Little Nightmares / Limbo, you'd love it. Ooh, that sounds fun. Yeah. It is the season as well. October's just about to close out, so it's good to get some last games in. I'm planning to play off tomorrow. So I know that game isn't like traditionally spooky, but it has like an unsettling atmosphere that I think fits the vibe. Alright, how do I make this thing contiguous? There we go. No, I think I want contiguous on then. No? Yeah, an uneasy feeling. I like how a lot of I already know the plot line of Off, right? So it's really funny that like a lot of the game is just that one meme where it's like, wait, are we the bad guys? And then it turns out, yes, you are. uh, yeah, but yeah. Welcome to the stream. Thank you for coming by. Yeah, obviously, you are welcome to kick back here. But if you need to go and catch up on things here and there after stream, by all means. I always appreciate people stopping by. Uh-oh, hang on. Wait, what? Oh, I see what happened. All right. Yeah, no, you're welcome in. Welcome in. Why? What's the tail doing? Hold on. Okay. This should work. Wait, no, is that removing the tail? No, that shouldn't remove the tail, but why is it doing that? That is rather odd. Oh well, the tail is just like a big thing of white, so it's not going to be a problem to replace it. And yeah, no, if you want to learn pixel art, Sprite is like $15 on Steam. Very fun program to learn and use. I use this free program called Pixel, which is KSEL instead of XEL, which was a freeware program. I don't know if it's still around. That's something that bums me out whenever I think about like the programs I used to use back in high school. A lot of them just aren't around, or they are around, but as a paid service. Like there used to be this one called Sculptress, right, which turned actually into the 3D program Maya. It was always a little strange to see it happen like that. It really gives the vibe of like that one feeling. Like, have you ever seen those Christmas movies where like they come back to their hometown and like one of their childhood friends turns out to be like some kind of like oil mogul now? People on drawing always seem so weird to me. Listen, I can't say that the process isn't a little weird for me too. Honestly, it is sorcery, especially digital art, right? Like with traditional art, it makes sense because you're essentially putting small traces of matter and particulate on a white sheet of paper. So it makes sense that it would leave a mark. But in computer digital art, it's just like I'm telling the computer there are pixels here, and now there are. Trust the process. That's true. I owe my life to the process. I can trust it to preserve me, or at the very least, not betray me. Hopefully, it won't betray me. Meanwhile, the process is behind my back, just looking for all intents and purposes like a like the digital art program version of Jafar. That's what Adobe is to me. It's like this very like, do you ever see a cartoon character that is supposed to be evil, and you're like, oh yeah, no, that dude is hella evil, right? Like, you just see their design, and you're like, oh yeah, no, you're gonna. It's like a Disney villain. Like, you can tell, like, in the third act that they're gonna like backstab us. That's what Adobe is to me. The only like unambiguously trustworthy art program that I know of is like Fire Alpaca and its derivative Medibank Paint. Those guys I can trust because they have always been like on the side of the forces of good, so to speak. But Adobe, suspect, little suspect. I don't trust those guys. There's also the fact that I didn't really get how to do virtual. I keep saying virtual digital art. I don't trust myself. Hmm. If that's the case, then maybe you can trust that you don't trust yourself. In a lot of cases, it's practical to have something in addition to trust. You know, like there's a thing called like management risk. Don't make me think too much. No, but like listen. All right, this is a fun lesson. This is a fun thing. I'm gonna teach you guys about auditing. There's this thing called like management risk, right? So with big corporations, what you have is like the actual owners of the corporation, and you have the people who actually manage the corporation. So you have the owners and the managers. So what the owners want to do is that they want to make sure the managers are working in their best interest. But that's not always the case because sometimes the managers are sneaky little bastards and they will pocket loose change out of the proverbial purse of the company. So that is in part why the whole industry of auditing exists, is so that people have concrete reasons to trust the numbers, or at least be sure that the numbers are reasonably trustworthy, right? There's like this idea of materiality, right? So in auditing, materiality just means if this does not turn out to be correct, will the new version of it result in somebody changing their opinion, right? So, for example, if I say, "Hey, Purple Sween, hey, can I borrow like $10?" and you say, "Sure, sure, Pavs, my new best friend and person who I admire greatly, I will gladly give you $10." And I'm like, "Cool," and I take $100 from you, and that's what happens. You would be like, "Hey, wait a second, you took $100 from me. If I'd known you would have taken $100 from me, I would not have lent you money in the first place." And that's kind of like how it is. You know, you want to have, that's like the idea of materiality, is like, how much money does it have to be before somebody's like, wait a second, I don't want to invest in this after all. You know, I'd like to know where I have $100. Gonna need that. Yeah, me too, bud. Me too. Man, I hope the shading makes sense once I start playing it backwards, because I've just kind of been doing whatever right now. I'm just vibing over here. But yeah, in the absence of trust, mutual interest is a very strong reason to trust others. Okay, we're missing parts here, here, and here. All right. Please, please, please make sense when I play you forward. Okay. Okay, so as I thought, this part with the fully blotted out tail is a little strange. Also, just gotta put this together real quick. Like, it was somewhere around here, wasn't it? There you are. Okay, right around there. How's that? No, it needs more white space. There we go. If I remove this frame, will it make more sense? Yeah, I think it does. It does. All right, that works. I think rice piece is more or less done. Now we have to do the coin. I love it when I flip the when I take off the line art and it just looks like a ghost is there. Hold on, what does it look like this? Cool. All right, I was doing something right. The coin here. Oh yeah, the cat here is is the channel mascot, Rice Beast. Actually, I guess I also qualify as a channel mascot. Hmm. The channel's secondary mascot, Rice Beast. Yeah. That's always a strange thing about having like a channel mascot, right? Is that you can't really, at least for me, right? I look enough like a mascot character that I can get away with it. But to some extent, everybody is like their own character, their own channel mascot. Okay. Up, missing a spot here. Yeah. We're all our own mascot characters to some extent. What the? Okay, that's good. All right, now we go in there with the shading. And we repeat this process. It always bugs me a bit when I have an uneven number of frames. I can't just tack one on there for poops and giggles, but I forgot that I gold plated rice bees in the other animation here. All right, let me fill this coin in as well so that we. I should have probably done that at some point before all this, but whatever. We can do it now. We'll do it live. Okay, there we go. And this is going to be important because this is going to be the way that we actually provide any kind of detail on what's on the coin. Okay. Do we go for a darker fill on this part? I think it's good as it is. It just needs a little bit of like a sheen that we're going to give it. Little twinkle. That will give it that extra little spicy kick. Okay, there we go. What is the best twinkle to gold ratio that we can give this coin? Oh, yeah. That reminds me. Speaking of gold, I need to finish reading Umineko one of these days, or at least kind of continue starting to read Umineko because that's like a 17-hour project, 60 hours easily. If I ever play Umineko on stream, I'm going to need to learn to not talk for a little while. Because if I attempt to narrate that game like the way that I do most of the visual novels that I play, or any of the visual novels that I've attempted to play, I am going to die. Like without without exaggeration, I'm pretty sure I am going to die. What the? Oh, right, because this is on the fill page. Hang on. One two one two one two one two one two one two. Uh-oh. Hang on, I fumbled that last one. Perfect. Alright, now we just need to do the same for this part. We will use like that speed trick though. Okay. Then we are going to have a little bit of like additional light shining in on this. Okay. Oh yeah, we should probably use the onion skin. Okay, then we lower the opacity even more. Okay. And we'll just have a nice, big, thick ray of light just kind of shining across this coin. Okay, and then that's just going to shrink down to about this much. Think like that. And then we just do that lowering opacity trick from before. All right, how's that look with all the bells and whistles on it? That's looking pretty good, I gotta say. I am liking how that looks. All right, I think that's a good job for today. I think we can close that out for today. All right. Is anybody streaming right now? Oh, right. V is okay. So, spoilers for Spider-Man 2. We are going to be rating my friend V, who is playing the last couple of hours of that game. So, if you are in the middle of playing Spider-Man 2, please be aware of spoilers. And yeah, I will see you all tomorrow to play some off. You guys have been great, and I will catch you all later. Bye.